And the Roman Catholic Church in Rwanda has apologised for its role in the 1994 genocide. The Church acknowledged that some of its members planned, aided and executed the massacre. Hutu hardliners killed more than 800,000 ethnic Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Let's get more on that story from Filip Reynjens. He's a professor of African law and politics at the University of Antwerp in Belgium. Filip, good to have you with us. So this is clearly an important apology, Filip, but how serious was the Church's role in the Rwandan genocide?
Well, let me first say I don't think it's an important statement by the Church, because this had already been said by the Catholic Church in 2000. And basically what the Church says is something pretty obvious, that some members of the Church, Christians or Catholics, but also clergy, have been involved in the genocide, but it does not, and even today does not acknowledge the role, the potential role played by the Church as an institution.
I see. So how then will this apology be taken by the victims?
Well, by the victims, or perhaps rather by the government. I don't think the Rwandan government that claims to represent the victims will be satisfied with this explanation. Only yesterday, the foreign minister, Mrs. Mushikiwabo, tweeted that she was very happy that the Church recognized its responsibility. And today, the spokesman of the Catholic Church, Bishop Rukamba, made it very clear that the Church as an institution was not involved, did not participate in the genocide, and that this was about individual responsibility of Christians and members of the clergy.
So do you think then there should be an investigation into actually to what extent the Church was involved?
It's probably going to be quite difficult to prove involvement of the Church as an institution, but it is certainly so that certain major leaders of the Church, for instance, the main official of the Church in 1994, namely the Archbishop of the Kigali Diocese, was until a couple of years before the genocide, until 1990, was a member of the Central Committee of the Single Party, and it is obviously under, at least partly under the responsibility of the hardliners of that single party, that the genocide was orchestrated. So certainly some high ranking officials of the Catholic Church have some explaining to do. Now, for instance, this Archbishop was killed by the then rebels, the Rwanda Patriotic Front in power today, so he cannot be held accountable any longer. I don't think there's any clear indication that the Church as an institution, I should insist on that, as an institution has aided and abetted the genocide, but many major leaders of the Church have.
So given that there has been this apology, do you think that this will aid the process of reconciliation in Rwanda, or it doesn't go far enough?
I don't think it will make any difference. As I said earlier, a similar, almost word for word, similar declaration was made by the Church back in 2000. So it's not going to make that much of a difference in terms of national reconciliation, I'm afraid.
Filip Reynjens, thank you very much indeed for that. Filip Reynjens joining us there.